Kathputli is a combination of two Rajasthani words. Kat meaning wood and Putli meaning a doll which has no life. Kathputli means a puppet which is made entirely from wood. At the western end of India, in Gujarat state, lies the historic city of Ahmedabad. At the first sight, Ahmedabad seems like any other urban Indian city, noisy, crowded and chaotic. But on a closer look, Ahmedabad has its own surprises to give. In the heart of Ahmedabad, in the Juna Wadaj area, lies a slum of around 60 homes, which houses the Marwadi Bhat community from Rajasthan. One can almost miss the lane going into the slum. The zigzag lanes are so narrow and crowded, one person can hardly walk through it at a time. After what seems like an eternity, one finally reaches the home of Suresh Bhai. The small and shanty home would go unnoticed except for when you notice the puppets, either hanging on the wall or waiting for their turn to get a finish. The Bhat community are the puppet makers, or as they are called here in India, the Kathputliwalas. Suresh Bhai is one of the elders in the community and also the link to their ancestors from Rajasthan.
We are basically from Rajasthan. We belong to the Nagaur district. We came to Gujarat many years back from Nagaur.
Bhat community belongs to the Nagaur district in the Marwad region of Rajasthan. It is believed that somewhere 1500 years ago, the tribal Rajasthani Bhat community started the use of Kathputli. Basically agriculturists. They started the art of carving puppets out of wood in the non-farming season and wandered from village to village, presenting the popular stories of deities and heroes. Puppet shows were also based on social issues to create awareness. In return for the learning and entertainment, villagers gave them food and sometimes even money. However, the traditional Kathputli plays came into existence in the 17th century Nagaur during the rule of Amar Singh Rathore, and hence the plays are also called Amar Singh Ka Khel. Special plays were performed for the royal families, and in return, the Bhat community received great honor and prestige from the rulers of Rajasthan.
हाँ साहब, ये कहते हैं वीर अमर सिंह राठौर के नागौर के राजा अमर दपाई आगर गासी राम दली 5000 मंगल मारिया थरोरे फौज हली अमर की कमर में काहू की कटारी जोधा ने घड़ाई बीकाने संवराई। ये कहते हैं गज सिंह के अमर सिंह राठौर नागौर के राजा। बस आए आप लोग बैठो, बाहा जीवा का ही बात है। हाँ साहब, ये कहते हैं सलावत खान बख्शी वजीर बादशाहों के साला, और ये कहते हैं अमर सिंह राठौर बोलते अमर सिंह।
There are several beautiful narratives on those royal families that loved the stories of their bravery, love, kindness, courage, and numerous conquests. Faced by problems of droughts, as well as food and water shortages, members of the Bhat community started migrating to places all over India. Some of them migrated to Ahmedabad and brought along with them the art of making Kathputlis. The men from the Bhat community are mainly involved in carving puppets out of wood and performing for the audience. Women of the household too have an important role to play. They are involved in painting and decorating the puppets, as well as stitching and clothing them. The faces are first carved out of a single piece of wood and later sawed apart. A white paint is applied first, followed by a yellow paint. The face is then given a finish with black and is decorated using a bright red. Cotton and cloth are stuffed and tied together to make the body. And finally, it is clothed with a long decorative skirt. The attires of female puppets resemble the traditional Rajasthani garbs, including ghagra, choli, and odhni. Male puppets are dressed in achkan and long kurtas, inspired from the traditional Rajasthani dressing style. All this adds to the beauty of the Kathputli. But behind the beauty lies some harsh realities which one cannot ignore. There are many challenges. It is hard to see beauty in a place crammed up with people and houses. There is hardly any space to breathe. Getting food on the table is a matter of everyday concern for the women of the household. In spite of its rich history, the art of Kathputli is facing its own challenges in modern times.
This is a great art, but people are not giving us respect. Years back, people showed respect for the art, and so we could sustain ourselves. Now people no longer respect all this, and so we are unable to depend on it. So along with this, we have started doing other things like singing, dancing, etc. But that too has a particular season, that is the marriage season. Though it does help us a bit in sustaining ourselves. People do take interest, but only for a while, and then forget it. They do not take any interest in helping us to improve ourselves or our art, nor any kind of support is there.
Does the thought occur in these expensive times of abandoning this work altogether and doing something else?
Yes, it does occur to us to leave this art and do some other business so that we and our children prosper from it. People who could earlier afford only cycles now own cars, and we too feel like owning cars.
But of all the challenges, the biggest challenge perhaps is the survival of this ancient art. Have the stories which your ancestors used to tell through puppet shows died out?
Yes, those stories have gone. No one even remembers those stories, and people do not want to even watch such things. People are not interested. If we tell people some story about Maharaja Man Singh, they will not know it. In fact, to speak the truth, even we do not know such stories now. Our ancestors knew the stories, but we are the new generation and we keep thinking about doing new things.
The women of the community have their own say.
Years ago, people took interest because there was no TV or cartoon network. So people of all age group took interest in things like Ram Leela. Now people like to watch movies, cartoons like Chhota Bheem, Doraemon. Even our children keep watching all this.
Do you have to do something else for living apart from Kathputli shows?
Only through puppetry we are unable to make ends meet because everything has become so expensive. We are not able to sustain only by making puppets or working at home. Nor does it help in covering education cost of our children. So we do also other things for our earnings.
Growing up in a slum, with all the chaos and the poverty, life is toughest for the children of the community. Their future seems precarious. Will all these children also follow the tradition of making Kathputlis?
This is our tradition. Our ancestors did this. We are doing so and we will teach the same to our children. But in case in future they are able to find out better occupations, they might not continue doing this. It all depends.
Are you afraid that if these children do not carry on this tradition, this art will vanish?
No, it will never get over. It will go on. Our ancestors have continued this tradition for hundreds of years. Why shall we forget it? We want to continue this tradition.
In the face of poverty, desperation, and lessening interest of people from the traditional arts, the vanishing act could be approaching soon. But the present generation seems confident and optimistic about its survival.
हाँ कठपुतली पर बंद नहीं था दिया
We will never let the Kathputli art to vanish. We will carry on the tradition. Till we are alive, we will teach our children to do this work, and they are doing it.
बढ़ता कोशिश हमें बंद ना था क्योंकि हमारा जूना जमाना नु आज धंधो से ठेठ थी आज महाल